No rush, no pause. In a small village tucked between mountains and rivers, there lived an old man named Kaido, known for his unshakable calm and deep wisdom. Every morning, Kaido would slowly walk to the riverbank. No rush, no pause, watching the steady flow of the water. One day, an impatient young man approached him and asked, "Master, how do you manage to live so peacefully while the world rushes by so fast?" Kaido smiled serenely and pointed to the river, which flowed without stopping or speeding up, always following its natural course. "Look at the river," he said. "It neither hurries nor halts. It flows steadily, accepting every bend and every stone along the way. That's how we should live. No rush, no pause." The young man frowned, not fully understanding, but decided to stay and watch with Kaido. Days passed, and the young man began to join Kaido on his morning walks by the river. At first, he tried to rush to quickly grasp the old man's message, but soon he felt tired and frustrated. One morning, Kaido gently stopped him and said, "Rushing is like trying to stop the river with your hands. All you'll get is wet and exhausted. Pausing isn't about stopping either. It's about knowing how to breathe and be fully present in the moment." The young man took a deep breath, trying to release the anxiety he carried inside. Slowly, he began to notice details he had missed before. The bird songs, the sunlight reflecting on the water, the whisper of the wind through the leaves. "No rush, no pause," he repeated silently. Could this be what it means to live in balance? Weeks passed, and the young man learned to walk in tune with the river's rhythm. He no longer fought against time or let anxiety sweep him away. He understood that moving forward calmly didn't mean falling behind, but respecting his own pace. One day, while resting under a tree, Kaido shared a story. Long ago, a warrior sought victory in every battle, running tirelessly. But an old man taught him that true strength isn't found in speed, but in persistence. Because someone who runs without pause can stumble, and someone who stops without rush knows when to move forward. The young man reflected on these words and began to realize that life is a delicate balance between movement and stillness. The young man sat beside the old man under the shade of the tree, as the breeze played with the leaves and the river continued its steady song. Kaido, with a calm and deep voice, continued, "Imagine a rope stretched between two trees. If you pull too hard and too fast, the rope may snap. But if you maintain a steady, firm, and balanced tension, it will withstand any storm. Life is the same. It's not about running endlessly or stopping completely, but about finding that harmonious tension that holds us steady." The young man remembered his anxious days, chasing achievements, goals, and results without truly feeling alive. He realized that by rushing, he had lost the joy of small details, contemplation, and slow learning. "And how do I know when to speed up and when to pause?" he asked humbly. Kaido smiled, looking at him kindly. "That is something only time and your awareness can teach you. No rush, no pause. Your life will show you when it's time to act decisively and when it's necessary to rest and observe. Learn to listen to the rhythm of your own heart, like the river listens to the mountain and the sky." The young man closed his eyes and, for the first time, felt exactly where he was meant to be. Not rushing, not stopping, but flowing. Days turned into months, and the young man began to live Kaido's teaching in every aspect of his life. At work, he neither rushed nor procrastinated. He found a steady rhythm that allowed him to move forward without exhaustion. In relationships, he listened attentively, neither pressuring nor avoiding encounters. One afternoon, while walking along a path through the trees, the young man asked, "Master, how can I maintain this balance when the world demands speed and immediate results?" Kaido stopped, picked up a smooth stone from the path, and tossed it into the river. The ripples spread slowly, touching every corner of the water. "Watch the ripples," he said. "The impact was quick, but the expansion is slow and steady. That's how our actions and decisions work. We can't always control how fast the world changes, but we can control how we respond. When we act with no rush and no pause, our actions have depth and resonance." The young man understood that serenity wasn't an escape from the world, but a way to be in it with integrity and quiet strength. Rush and pause aren't enemies, but partners that must dance together, Kaito concluded. Without one, the other loses its meaning. One morning, just as the sun was waking behind the mountains, Kaito and the young man sat silently by the river. The air was fresh, and the world seemed to hold its breath. The young man broke the silence with a question. "Master, how can I know if I'm moving down the right path without rushing?" Kaito looked at the river, then at the young man with eyes full of patience. "The river doesn't judge whether its path is right or wrong. It simply flows. You must do the same. Every step you take with attention and sincerity, without rushing or stopping too much, guides you to where you need to be. But sometimes I'm afraid of getting stuck," the young man confessed. "And that pushes me to run faster." Kaito nodded with understanding. "Fear is natural, but remember, the river finds its course even among the toughest stones. The key is to trust the process and the patience that comes with persistence. No rush, no pause." The young man took a deep breath, feeling those words sink deep into his being. He began to understand that life is not a race, but a harmonious flow, an art of balance. Over time, the young man began applying this wisdom during his toughest moments. When faced with challenges, he neither panicked nor froze. He learned to breathe, accept the situation without resistance, and act with calm, step by step. One day, while gathering firewood, Kaito said, "In life, sometimes you need to be like bamboo, flexible yet strong. Bamboo doesn't break in the wind because it moves with it. No rush, no pause, adapting without losing its essence." The young man looked at the stalks bending gently in the breeze and understood that true strength isn't about quick bursts or standing still, but about steady balance. "Life will take you where you need to go," Kaito added. "You just need to walk with patience and persistence. No rush, no pause." The young man smiled with gratitude, feeling he had finally found the harmony he had been seeking. Years went by and the young man, now a calm and wise man, understood that life was like that river, never stopping or rushing. He had learned to flow with its current, accepting every turn, every stone, every calm pool. Before leaving the village, he approached Kaito and said, "Master, thank you for teaching me to live with no rush and no pause. Now I know the true path isn't found in speed or total stillness, but in the balance that comes from accepting the present moment." Kaito nodded with a gentle smile. "The path was always inside you. It was just a matter of learning to listen to the natural rhythm of your heart." The man walked to the river, dropped a leaf into the water, and watched as the current carried it gently. No rush, no pause. And in that moment he felt at peace.